Yo, what up, everybody? You already know it's like a local here with another episode of CannaConvos with Boujie Budz here, man. Bam, 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 bam. For those who don't know, Boujie is killing it out there. He grows nothing but fire.
Appreciate that.
Absolute fire, brother. You fucking put me to
Very
shame.
kind, my brother. Nah. You kind, brother.
Anytime,
I appreciate
man.
that.
Hey, you know, you got to call it out when you see it. And it's, you know, you got to give that props out when it's due. And it is due for you because fuck,
Yes,
brother,
sir.
you
Thank
kill
you.
that shit. So, for those who don't know, Boujie Budz has been on Instagram I've been following you for at least a couple of years, right?
Yeah, it's been a few years now.
And we were
Come a long
supposed to
way,
have you.
man.
I know, man. We have. We've
Yeah.
been. I was supposed to have you on a little while ago, but we didn't get. You know, things didn't work out and shit. So, but it's better that we have you on now because I have a little bit of production behind this, and you know,
Yeah.
make
Looks
it look
great
a little
too.
bit nicer. You know, it'll be all
Right.
fucking CannaConvos, Boujie Budz, all on there. So, yeah.
Let's go.
So we're gonna get started with my first question. How did you come up with your name?
Oh man. So Boujie Budz. Actually, I got a buddy of mine. He owns a studio out here where we from, and very prominent studio. He's a big timer.
Is
He's
that a
done a lot of
music studio?
records. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. He's done a lot of records with major hip hop names. I'm not gonna name any right now, but I'm very good friends with him, and we kind of always hang out at the studio. We always smoking and stuff, hanging out with all kind of different rappers and stuff like that. And just one day, man, you know, I'm always I'm always I don't want to say bougie, but I always like the more
finer
quality
things.
things. Yeah,
Finer.
I like the finer things. I like to find the quality in everything. So we're always searching for the best bud. Me and them, you know, we that's the smoke stop right there. So we're always just looking for that next level stuff. And bougie is kind of a French word. Where I'm from, it's a big French the French you know
Community.
community is pretty
Okay.
prominent down here and stuff like that. And
Okay.
so bougie is kind of one of those words that they use down here a lot. So yeah, that's kind of where it came out as a joke at first, and then it kind of stuck to the
Shit.
brand, and we just took it to the next level.
Nice. I fucking love it because I'm bougie as fuck.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you know,
I
I
mean,
don't
when it
care.
comes to bud, man, you want the top, you know, the best out of the best out there. So that's,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
got to be. I know me,
yeah,
man. I'm fucking bougie as fuck when it comes to weed. I am a weed snob. If I
yes,
smell
sir.
a little bit of fucking a little bit of cut in my pre rolls, get that shit out of here. I don't fucking want it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, for
if I
sure.
smell a little bit of a grass in that shit, I'm like, nah. That's boof. It's not up to my level, brother.
It's
Even
gotta
though,
get done right, man.
yeah,
Gotta
it's
get
got
it
to get
right.
done right. Even though there has been a couple of times where I have produced, you know, not up to quality stuff before, but you know, it happens
Hmm.
and shit.
Yeah, I mean, when you start now, man, you know, there's a lot of times you trying to learn the plan, and there's a lot of times where you know genetics play a big part in it. You might get a finicky strain, and then you know it'll ruin your first grow. But and a lot of people give up, man, and it's like you got to understand, you got to work with your cultivars. It's a lot of variables that's involved in it. So you can't give up, man. You got to give it at least a few tries. You know, a whole year of dedication. I'm a very obsessive person. I got
Okay.
a very obsessive personality. So when I go into learning anything, I go full head, you know, head first, and I'm talking about thousands of hours of videos and just learning all kind of different things, just to trying to take my skills to the next level, you know.
Yeah, and there's always
So,
another level to get to, man.
oh, for sure,
Shit,
brother,
there's
for
always
sure.
room to fucking learn and all the things.
Hmm.
Because, like, I like to tell a lot of people, there's so many variables in growing cannabis that there's
Right.
like basically no way that anybody could get the same fucking product, exact same. It's not gonna
Yeah.
fucking happen, you know.
So
But
yeah, so and even there's a lot of times where people don't understand. You know, they'll go pheno hunting or whatever.
mm,
And what you don't get is that a lot of these plants, they react differently to different variables in your you know, in your garden. You know, it could be you're growing with LEDs, and this cultivar was picked out with a garden that's growing in HPS, or
oh,
you
yeah,
know, different kind of variables that give that genotype its actual phenotypic expressions, right? So you got, you know, somebody growing sour diesel, you know, in Texas, and then another person in Colorado, and like they're growing the exact same clone, and for some reason there'll be just different phenotypic expressions of that same genotype, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know that a lot of that stuff goes into play. So
Yeah, I think it's fascinating. I fucking think it's fascinating. I love how we have this plant could just grow so many different ways, man. You can get like somebody will be in a different place in the States and it'll grow taller. Or you get another cut
yeah.
and throughout the line, the cut will start showing different characteristics of the mother or the father. So,
Hmm.
it's just so many fucking different variables, bro. It's crazy.
Oh
How
yeah,
long
for
how
sure.
long have you been growing for?
So you know, the first time I popped the seed, or like when I
Yeah,
first started to actually take it professionally.
well, I like to call because yeah, let's say professionally, or when you started taking it serious, because
Well,
there is the times
yes.
where you just popped a seed and you didn't really get anywhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
So I'll start from the beginning. So the first time I actually got introduced to cannabis, I'm 30, 31. I'll be this year.
oh,
I
you're
was
just a young
15.
buck.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm still young. I'm still getting it. I'm still, you know, I'm getting to the
The OG status.
to my OG status now. But so when I first popped my first seeds, this was 15 years ago. I was 15 years old when I got introduced to cannabis and everything. I actually popped some seeds. We was getting Reggie back then, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. So we were
Yeah, we
smoking
all were.
Reggie and Phillies and shit like that, and that's kind of how I got introduced to it and everything. And then you know I found a bunch of seeds in the sack, and I went to I got me some dirt from literally from outside in my parents' yard, and I actually put the seeds in there. I put it on the windowsill, and next thing you know, bro, like a few days later, some fucking
Yeah,
plants
they're gonna
started
go
popping out
sprout,
and
and you're
shit,
like,
dude. So
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was the first moment that I actually did it, and you know, years later or whatever, you know, we smoking weed or whatever, and we, you know, I kind of got away from that, you know, and started doing my own thing, you know, growing up and everything, going to school and stuff like that. So after a while, I had a buddy of mine. He moved to Oregon,
Oh
and
shit. There you
yeah,
go.
yeah, that was one of my best friends, man, and he moved to Oregon and stuff, and he had a cousin that was living out there for a while. Shout out to my boy, you know, Tom, you know he had big OG out there, man, in Oregon. So his cousin was out there for a while, and then he went
If you
out
ever see
there.
him again, shoot him my information, man. I'd love to meet up. I'm over here in Washington, so
Okay, oh,
fucking
you right there. You're right there
yep,
for sure.
right
So
there.
I got a lot of people out there in by Humboldt and then Oregon and stuff. I haven't been to Washington yet, but I got a lot of people out there in that area that I fuck with. But so yeah, so this guy was he left out there, and he started growing, and you know, started doing my thing, you know, on the gray market, we'll call it.
There you go.
So and he was growing and stuff, and he's actually still out there. He's got a big ass farm now, like a big farm. I'm talking
Nice.
acres and acres, yeah. So yeah, and that's kind of how I got introduced to growing again. And this was like my about you know 24s, 23, 24, and that's kind of when I started to get more serious about it. And then I started doing my thing, you know, first couple years started growing, and then that's when I decided to start the brand, you know, and here we are.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. What was one of your first thoughts when you saw a real grow? When you walked in there
Oh
and you saw
shit.
the plants, like, because I know I was giddy. I was
Yeah, dude, it's a
what the
different
fuck? Like,
world.
this shit can't be real, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's so
I mean,
fucking
you go from just, you know, being a regular smoker, and you kind of get more into it, and then you see how it's done, and you know, you get fascinated by all the different well, for me, I got fascinated by all the different varieties and things like that, and you know, just all the different things that the plant can do for you. I kind of got more into the medical side of it. I ended up going to school for it. Um,
okay.
I got a certificate for cannabis
Ooh.
horticulture and stuff like
Oh,
that. So
nice.
yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah, yeah. I appreciate that. It was pretty expensive to do it at first. This was when all the schools were kind of starting to do all the cannabis programs and things like that. And so yeah, did that,
Did they
and
charge more for that because it's cannabis?
uh, well, I mean, it just it depends on, you know, how you see it, you know, because they do give you more access to you know, getting jobs and stuff like that, or like more kind of like professional you
Yeah,
know,
in the
networking system that they kind of give you after you graduate. So that's kind of helpful. So I wouldn't say that it's expensive. I mean, you get what you pay for.
yeah.
But you know, at least I can say I got a, you know, some kind of certificate or anything like that to show that, you know, I'm not just some whatever grower, you know.
Yeah, you're not just a home grower like me, like you were
Right,
certified. You
right.
certified, put a
Yeah, yeah.
stamp on
So
it. So
we're right. So we're actually I do have like we're actually growing in a dispensary facility kind of stop right now, and so
nice.
that's what we're doing. We're kind of taking things to the next level. Right now I just keep kind of cultivars. I don't really flower anything where I'm at. Everything's done at the big shop.
At the big facility.
Yes,
Okay, so
sir.
you're just keeping the strains alive right now?
Yeah, yeah, just keeping
Okay.
strains alive right now. We kind of we sell clones and stuff like that, and seeds, and that's kind of like the legal stuff that we're able to sell right now on this end, and everything else is done with the dispensary.
Yeah, I like that. So for those who don't know, the laws on seeds changed. I don't know if it was
Yeah.
last year or the year before, but they are
Hmm.
technically no THC in them. There's
Right, right.
technically like 0.1 THC,
Hmm.
so they can't hate on that. And if you're
Right.
selling them, so now it should be easy access to get seeds. If anybody needs them, you should be able to get them. I know
Yeah.
when I started about 5, 6 years ago, it was fucking impossible to get beans, dog.
Oh
Like,
yeah, for sure,
yeah,
for
well,
sure.
I
You was
didn't have
looking
the
at
hookup,
back
and I
of
didn't.
magazines and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
so
and
I went through the Attitude seed bank, and so they're
oh,
based in
gotcha, gotcha.
UK. So it took me
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
like
yeah.
6 weeks, 7 weeks
I
just to get a
bet.
fucking seed, man.
I bet, dude.
But the
Yeah.
cool thing was that shit was legit genetics. I got a Pineapple Express that came and was fucking pineapple-y as a motherfucker, way. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
this shit's
Dude,
fucking
I smoked
fire.
Pineapple Express one time my whole life. It was
Really?
pretty good. Yeah. It was in Denver actually, like when they had first legalized. I had a layover flight over there. I stayed in a hotel and I ordered some weed. I thought it was the
Nice.
coolest shit ever, dude. This was like, damn, this was probably like 2014 maybe.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
Probably like, yeah, probably way back when they first legalized. I don't know when it was, but I had a layover flight and like you went online and you could order and shit and they deliver it to your hotel. It was
Sick.
pretty crazy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, I still haven't experienced
Surreal
that.
experience. I kept the receipt with me. I still have the receipt somewhere. But it was pretty dope. Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. That's one I want to experience. Well, you've been to Oregon before, so you know about the Oregon dispensaries, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
How now, for those who don't know, the Oregon dispensaries are by far the best dispensaries in the fucking country, I
Yeah,
think, because you can smell the buds before you buy them, which is fucking just, I mean, come
yeah,
on, nowhere else. I don't
yeah.
know of anywhere else in the United States that does that.
Yeah,
Um,
man, I've been to a bunch of dispensaries, man. I even been to one in Puerto Rico in
oh,
San Juan. Yeah, yeah, I
oh,
got shout out to my boy Jose out of Flavor Factory out there, man. Those guys are killing it, and I'm pretty good product out there, and pretty good people too. So yeah,
good, man. Yeah, and
yeah, I've
it's
been to
always
dispensaries all over, man, and I can tell you they got some heavy hitters, even places where you'd be surprised, bro. Like, you know, in Florida, they're kind of doing their thing right now. Not all places, but if you find the right people, bro, you could get some decent bud out there right now for sure.
Yeah, they got some decent bud in Hawaii too. Went to
Hawaii, yeah,
Hawaii, yeah. I went and tried
I
their
bet.
dispensaries on the Big Island, and that shit was fire. I'm going to
Nice,
Oahu
nice.
right now next month, so I'm
Oh,
gonna,
that's lit. That's
yeah, I'm gonna
lit.
try their
Yeah.
dispensaries and see. I gotta get, actually, as a matter of fact, I gotta get my medical card. Like,
Yeah, don't they
uh,
have like a tourist? You gotta get like a
yeah,
tourist
that's what. Yeah,
card.
so I
Yeah,
have to file for that right now.
yeah.
Actually, right now, after this. Um, and get that, but that's only for like I think it's a week or maybe a month
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the
That's
the
kind of the
tourist one.
same deal in Puerto Rico. They give it to you for
Okay,
like a month.
isn't that
It's like
fucking cool as
80
shit, dude?
bucks. Yeah, that's pretty
Like
dope.
this.
I think they're trying to do the same thing in Florida. I'm not sure if they already did it, like in Miami and stuff, since it's a big
Okay.
tourist place or whatever. They're trying to do that there too.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
if it's tourist, it should have that because there's so many
yeah,
people that have cards and that would bring in more revenue, fucking, be
yeah.
able
We
to
could
spread the
come
word.
to like a system to where, you know, one card for all the legal states or whatever, dude, that would be so
That would
awesome.
be fire. Of
Yeah,
course, you know
for
they
sure.
they charge like crazy.
Crazy.
They'd be
It's like
like,
the
that's a
premium
$500 card.
level. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like the premium level one and
And you
shit.
just go over there swiping that shit everywhere.
Yeah,
Give me an
yeah.
8. Give me an 8. Give me another 8.
For sure.
So are you in a cannabis friendly state right now?
So we're medical right now.
Okay. So you got
You know,
medical,
we're
so not recreational.
not yet, but we're working on it and stuff. But yeah, we're all medical. In
Bro,
my
I think
city, go
it's
ahead.
just a matter of time, dog. It's just a matter
Oh
of
yeah,
time.
for sure, for sure. You know, I'm kind of more for the decriminalization of it. That'll kind of help, you know, the smaller businesses. I don't necessarily 100% agree with going full legal,
Okay.
just because it'll hurt a lot of small business owners like myself. You know, just giving it complete green light for all these big corporations and stuff to step in and
Yeah.
kind of take over the majority of the market. I think that would kind of we'd take a big hit on that, you know, small timers like us. But
Yeah,
I
I think
definitely
it's
I support it in any way that we can get it, dude. You know, I'm all for it. You know, I'll take what I can get. You know, beggars can't be choosers, but
right.
that would be pretty cool if they did that. Yeah.
Well, the way I think about it is if legalization did happen, full legalization, the banks would be able to get in. And if the banks
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
able to get in, then they would be, federally insured. You'd have businesses that are insured to where
Right.
if something happens, you lost all your crops, you would be able to get that back. But the insurance to be able to get that would be a crazy road too, because then of course premiums are going to go up.
Right. Exactly.
It's a slippery slope. I feel like it's on this side, you could have everybody be able to grow, right? But then on this
Mhm.
side, you got all these corporations and all the greed. The greed
Right.
will shoot up.
Yeah.
And so, they'll always find a way to try to squeeze as much money as they can out of the little man and give the fucking corporations a break, of
Yeah.
course. They'd rather squeeze you to death than have a corporation
Yeah.
get squeezed a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just fucking, that's so stupid.
It's nuts, man. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but I feel like that's capitalism, man. When you got a I forget what the word is, economy, no, when you got a product that is worth that much, then there's
Mm.
just going to be the fucking assholes there
Oh
that are going
yeah,
to
I
try to
mean,
take up
definitely look at alcohol.
alcohol.
You know, that's just prime example right there. You know what I mean? Once those big companies got in and they kind of took over, you know, all those moonshiners and stuff, those guys couldn't do it anymore or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's like you see the example, time and time again. But we can't let them, you know, take everything, man. We gotta fight for our right. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
try to at least build an honest business. Um, you know, small businesses like us to try to, you know, band together and kind of, you know, stick it to the big man.
Yeah.
So
Gotta
yeah.
try, man. I think it's worth the try, even if it doesn't happen. I feel like even trying would be a good thing. What kind of medium do you grow in?
So we use soil.
You soil, okay. Okay,
Hmm.
I didn't see what you guys
Pre-amended. We do
grew in.
pre-amended
Pre-amended.
soil. Hmm.
Okay, all
Yes,
right.
sir.
So it's all ready to go for how many weeks before you have to
Um,
re-amend it?
so basically, we're on the program I got is pretty much Synganic in a way.
Okay,
Yeah, so you know, we got our pre-amended soil. We use the Fox Farm Ocean Forest,
okay,
and then we kind of use like our bases. I'll use advanced nutrients and stuff like that, and then
okay,
we kind of switching over to their organic line. They have the Jungle Juice line now, which is you know, organic, and
okay,
we're using like synthetic cow mag. That's kind of like the only thing that I use that's kind of synthetic, just
okay.
because it's such a fast acting um, nutrient, you know, and you kind of need it readily available, you know,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much not throughout the whole grow, but pretty much for the first, you know, 8, 9 weeks, you want to have a good bit of it. So yeah.
Nice. For those who don't know what Synganic is, it is synthetic and organic.
Hmm.
And what I use, because I'm a synthetic grower too, for my veg plants, I use synthetic nutrients. Oh yeah, what I wanted to tell everybody out there is that when you're using the synthetics, synthetics are like right away. It'll give the nutrients right
Right,
away,
right, yeah.
right? And
Hmm.
organics takes a little
It
bit
takes a little while to break
takes a
down,
couple
right?
weeks,
Hmm.
about a
Yeah.
week for it to start to break down and for the plant to eat up the nutrients and stuff. So that's
Hmm.
why going organic is a pretty good thing. I don't think it's bad. Like you got some
Right.
people who are like, oh no, I would never do that. If you're doing organic, you gotta stay organic. And it's like, oh, all right, well, look, it's my grow. I'll do what the fuck I want. But I like it because it gives that,
and it's a good thing, man. Like a lot of people don't understand these are annual plants, so it's like it's really hard to reverse anything. Like once something fucks up,
there's no coming back.
You gotta act fast on it. So organic is awesome. I 100% would go, all the way organic. Just some of those nutrients like nitrogen or CalMac, for example, those are like things that you need, really fast. And if your soil is not all the way there, then you got to supplement those things and you got to act quickly. So,
yeah, I always wondered about the salt buildup in organics, like, because I know I had this one plant. I don't know if you followed my grow lately, but I've been going through a lot of fucking issues. So I had HLVD, which somebody
I saw that.
Oh, it fucking sucks.
But you got that from a clone or something, or
from a seed. Now I was talking I was talking to Sync Angel Matthew from Sync Angel. He's on here. He's my IPM specialist, and he was talking about how HLVD can be spread through seeds too. And I was like,
crazy.
Wow.
I've never really heard too many problems with seed like that, but definitely a lot of clones. Bad stuff that people get and it'll spread through the grow really quickly.
It fucking spread fast, bro. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I
trimming just by trimming, that's the fastest way to get
by
those
pruning.
things. Yeah, pruning, trimming, all kind of defoliating and stuff like that. That's quick.
Bro, that's how I spread it to all my fucking other plants, is because I didn't even know that it could go from scissor. Because what happens, everybody's out there, you cut that plant that's sick with your scissors, and then you go cut that other plant, and boom, that one has it now too.
You got it.
So one thing that somebody just sent over, I think it was Peach Hill. I'm sorry, I can't remember who just sent it over. Oh no, it was OG Splifferson. Shout out to OG. He just sent over a post right now, literally about 5 minutes ago, that said the symptoms of HLVD, and one of the symptoms is a manure-like smell coming from the pot. Okay.
Wow.
Now I just because I was in there with that plant that was affected with it, and I smelled that fucking manure. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm not using like organics in this tent, so it should not be smelling like that, right? And I was like fucking weirded out by it, bro. I'm like, this is so fucking crazy. Just this one plant smells like it in the root system.
Yeah. And how are the roots? Like, are they?
Oh no, they're trash, dog. They're bare. They're yeah. Because like the whole plant, I cut everything down already. But when I cut it down and I took it apart and I wanted to check out the root system, it slipped out of the fucking pot so easily.
Wow.
Usually, everybody, if you're using fabric pots, the roots don't want to come out. They don't want to come off, right? So
you gotta press.
Yeah, you gotta press it, and then it'll let them go, and then you can press them up, right? Not with this one, dude. This one just wanted. As soon as I turned it over, it just slipped out, and I was like looking through the roots, and the root systems were trash, bro. They weren't slimy. I don't think they were slimy. But
they were like brown and dark.
Brown and weak. Yep, and weak, man. Very weak. So on that post, it said that with the weak root system is what allows all these pathogens to get in. So I feel like that's where the fuck it happened, dude. I pray you don't get that one. No, and dude, I just got fucking yeah, I know. If you do, send me a message, doggy. I got you. I can tell you if it is it or
fucking... I stay clear from getting different genetics from people and stuff. We kind of got a pretty set lineup right now on all our strains. The only people that I get strains from is my boys out in Humboldt. They do all the testing for Humboldt Seed Company and stuff like that, and the Emerald Triangle. Shout out to my boy Jason out there. And Jared and those guys are great, man. And that's the only people I kind of trust on that end. Everything else is kind of we keeping it locked down and in here. So
I feel like if you want to keep your grow as clean as possible, you're gonna have to do that, though. You're gonna have to stay with just the people that you trust, just the people that you fucked with. Because like me, I'm one of the people where I'll take a clone from anybody. So I take a clone, I bring it in, boom, got rusted mites. Fucking something else, fucking. And so that's my latest grow. I just had to cut
I
everything
haven't had
down.
russet mites. I haven't had you know, a lot of issues with aphids and stuff like that.
Okay.
Mostly like, you know, fungus gnats and things like
Yeah,
that. But
yeah. Fungus
kind
gnats,
of
I feel like
easier
is
to.
the most
That's the
basic
norm.
pest.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, the
norm, dude.
normal pest.
And a lot of these soils, you know, especially like the Fox Farm, you know, lineup and stuff. You know, sometimes they'll have them in the eggs and stuff will be still in the soil and stuff. And
They're
once you start
larvae.
watering them, they'll come, you know, come to life. And it's just a natural thing, dude. I start hitting them with Athena IPM. That's kind of the
Okay.
only IPM that I'm using right now. Shout out to Athena. You know, I've been using them. I use them, you know, all the way from like a couple weeks to right before flower. I want to make sure that there's nothing in there that
Are you
can, you
spraying the
know.
soil or the foliage?
So I'll do the soil. You
Okay.
know, kind
Soil
of give the
drench.
soil before I even plant anything. I'll have my stuff in root and my clones in those rapid rooters and stuff. And before I even plant them in the soil, I'm going to spray the soil and kind of get that IPM in there. Um, but yeah, that's kind of, it's a pretty good IPM. I've used, you know, different ones and stuff, but I feel like that one's kind of the best one that's worked for me so far.
Athena, nice.
Yeah.
If you ever have russet mites, brother, if you ever get any signs of russet mites, I will tell you what it is right now. It is browning of the leaves. The lower leaves will start to die off and brown, and it looks kind of like a deficiency. But if you start to feed your plants nitrogen, you give it some veg, and it doesn't stop, then it's probably
Yeah.
these fucking russet mites. And one other thing
Yeah.
is when you flip it to flower, you'll get these little bud sites. You know where the bud site would be, and like, you know, a popcorn would be a popcorn, right? And it'll be real
Mhm.
small. Well, they look
Mhm.
even stunted, even smaller and brown,
Oh,
like brown,
that's
brown,
weird.
brown, looking like boof and shit. And you're like, what the fuck? The top buds look perfect, but
Mm.
down here it looks like that, right? And
Yeah.
they're microscopic, or not microscopic, but yeah, you need you need a good
Magnifying
magnifier,
glasses,
yeah,
yeah,
to
to
see
kind
them.
of see
I
'em.
made a post. I don't know if you see my last post either, but is I took one of the leaves from those
Yeah.
plants and I put it under that magnifier, and bro,
Mm.
there they were, like 30
Damn.
of them, 40 of them, just crawling around, little fuckers.
Yeah,
I was
dude,
like,
that
ah,
sucks.
bro.
That sucks, man. I've been looking into more natural ways, you know, getting ladybugs and stuff and things like that in there. It's just you know, you got to source them right and you got to get the right ones and stuff like that. And it's hard to trust, you know, a lot of people with those kind of deals. I haven't found the right ones for me. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be an experience to find out. The
mhm.
Cuban Black Haze. Holy
Oh yeah,
shit, man. That shit was fire, bro.
yeah, man.
Damn.
That's the one.
Kudos
That's the
to
one.
you, doggy. You fucking
Yeah, big.
killed that, bro.
That was a big motherfucker right there.
Oh yeah.
I think that was the biggest colas that I've ever
Oh
grown.
man.
They were probably like freaking 12-inch colas, bro. Like thick fuckers too.
Oh man, what was the terps
Yeah.
on that?
Man, it was so kind of like dieselish.
Okay.
You know, it's a very head high kind of sativa, very sativa
Oh,
dominant.
very sativa dominant.
Um,
Oh, that's why it grew
yeah.
so big then.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
yeah, for
sativas,
sure,
man.
for sure.
You know they
No, and
grow
it
fucking
was
huge.
it was pretty great. I'll be honest with you, I'm more of a candy terp and kind of more, you know, myrcene or citrusy terp kind of guy.
Okay.
I like it. It's pretty cool. You know, it changed things up a bit or day smoke. Um, but it wasn't a keeper for me. So
Oh, really?
yeah, but it looked
Okay.
great. I mean, it
Oh, it
got me
looked amazing.
on high times and everything. So that was pretty cool.
Nice. Well, you got a
Yeah, man.
high times.
Hmm.
Congratulations, man.
Yes,
Shit. How
sir.
was
Yes,
that?
sir.
What was that like finally getting these
Man,
high times? Because I'm sure that's where everybody
dude.
wants to be.
So that kind of like jump started everything for me. Um, I was just, you know, commenting on their stuff or whatever, and I said, man, I hope one day I can make it on your guys' page. And then next thing you know, I check my news feed and it's like High Times tagged you. I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck? So
Ah,
that was pretty cool, man. It was a cool experience. I got to meet a lot of people. I'm very grateful for that.
that's
You
a
know,
check
shout
off
out to
the
High Times for sure. Yeah.
that's a check off the fucking the bucket list,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. No, I'm coming for more, man. I wanna compete. I wanna, you know, take things to the next level. Hopefully, you know, I get to travel more, you know, this next year and see if I could get into some competitions and take things to the next level.
Are you gonna come to NJ BizCon?
I want to, for sure, man.
Bro, you
If it's
better,
an invite, man, I'm coming for
bro,
sure.
you better bring your ass, dog.
When is
Everybody's
it?
gonna be there. It's
When is it?
December 4th, 5th, 6th,
Okay, okay.
something like
My
that. It's
birthday
this
is December 27th, so
bro, there you go, dog.
that's
I'm
beautiful. Yeah.
flying down. I'm gonna be flying down on the 4th. I think
Okay.
it's I think it's that weekend. I'm out of. I'll be leaving on the 6th, so I'm just going
I
make some
got you.
content. Fucking be on the From the Stats podcast, and
Awesome, awesome.
they
Hell
told me
yeah.
they shot an invitation to me, and they want me to be there. I
Yeah.
said, "Fucking best
Shout
believe."
out to
I'm
Mr. Growit, man.
Mr.
Fire.
Growit, baby, Pigeons 420, fucking
Pigeon
Rob.
420, Rob. That's what's
Those
up,
fools
man.
are fucking certified
Yeah, this guy show a lot
badasses.
of love. Yeah,
I
for
love those
sure.
guys, man. I was so happy because like when I started this podcast, I was just you know I was just fucking some vato just trying it in my house and shit. And then I shot them a message. I was like, let me see if they will.
Yeah.
And all three of them said hell yeah, and they've been
Yeah,
on
dude.
multiple times. So I'm like, man, those
They're
guys are
very
so
down to earth, and I'm steadily always watching Mr. Growit's podcast and from the stash, and I learned a lot from those guys, and you know,
nice.
shout out to them for sure.
Yeah, Glacier
Nice.
Cream Berries. That one fucking
Glacier
look.
cream berries, yes,
Now was
sir.
that going into the High Time Cup?
So no, man. I right now we're working with some different strains, but the Glacier Cream Berries was really awesome. I got that one crossing a frozen bag keeper that we had. We got that from Robin Hood C. Shout out to them.
Okay.
But yeah, we did that. We actually crossed them both to each other, so and that's kind of what we got off of that. But it wasn't a you know a all the way keeper for me.
Damn,
We
another
still
one that
gotta
was a
go.
keeper.
Yeah, we still
Bro.
got, dude. I'm telling you, I'm super picky, man. When it comes to this, that's what you know. The name's Bougie, man. You gotta.
Bougie,
It's the
man.
best of the best. It might look amazing, but you know, a lot of these guys out there, they posting, you know, really good looking plants, but it's like, does it taste good? Does it
Yeah.
smell good?
Does
Like
it
to me, it
smoke
gotta
good?
hit every single ticker, man. Like if it doesn't, then it doesn't make it in the cut. So
I like to think that that is a hard one to find. One that finds the
yeah,
best smoke, smell, taste, and look.
yeah. Yeah,
Oh, that's
and then you go into the production side of things, and then it's like, does it yield good? You
is it
know,
you good?
is it a heavy stacker? How was the bud formation? Is
Is
it
it
good for
finicky?
trimming? Like, yeah, so
Yeah.
all those other things, like, is it a long, you know, it
Long,
takes a
yeah.
long ass fucking time to harvest. So it's like, you know, all these other things go into it, dude. So it's like, damn, now it has to taste good and it has to meet all these other things. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, to find that, dude, is very hard. And I
No,
tell a
yeah,
lot
I
of
would
people,
imagine
like,
that's like a unicorn, right? That's
yeah,
like
yeah. So a lot of people get in the game, and like right now, you know, this starting to get more popular in my state and stuff. And a lot of guys out here, they want to start doing it and stuff. And it's like, you know, they're like, oh man, this first pack that I'm gonna pop is all gonna be fire, and I'm gonna be like you or whatever. It's like, dude,
you're like
you really gotta put it, you know, you gotta put in
put in the
the
work.
time and put in the work. You know, and it takes a while to find the right ones, bro, that's gonna take you to the next level for sure.
Oh, bro, you're so facts right there. The red runs. I was looking at that one.
The red runs,
Was
man. You bringing up some old ones for sure,
hey man, I
man.
look in the page, pimping. I look in the
Yeah,
page,
yeah, yeah.
and
No, well,
I
that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. Like, I haven't really been able to put in a lot of content right now. With Instagram, kind of, you know, they kind of almost shut my whole page down for a second,
yeah,
dude.
no,
It
you're
was
not the
kind of
only one,
freaky.
dog. There now, I
So,
wanna. I really think that we should all look into if we could sue these motherfuckers for this shit
well, I
because they're
seen
fucking with the
Burner
money,
was
man.
right, and like you know, the whole thing with Burner,
Burn.
they're actually attacking his page. Well, some of his
Yep.
competitors are trying to get his page taken down and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, where can we go for, you know, to grow our business? And this stuff is pretty much legal by now, you know, and it's like all these content creators like you and all these other guys that are trying to make it, you know, we're stunted. Our growth gets stunted because,
Yeah.
you know, you're banning a plant that's pretty much already legal. So
Right? Shit, man.
yeah, so that's kind of why I haven't been able to post and like show you guys, dude. I have some crazy new strains right now. A lot of content. You know, it's just I'm not trying to get banned, so I'm trying to be careful how, you know, I move in on social media right now.
So one trick, everybody out there, one thing that I've actually found out that Emily Anything Grows told me, she said stop hashtagging. Don't hashtag anything because you
Yeah.
hashtag and more people could see, right? Well, more haters could see too. And that's what's
Okay.
going on is nowadays there's just people starting to fucking flag you every time they hit that
Yeah.
flag button because you know they're jealous, they're your competitors, they're
Mhm.
fucking people who are against cannabis. There's just all these people out there who are just flagging like crazy. And so
Yeah.
I
And
guess if you
another
keep
thing that I notice that always gets my pictures flagged or whatever, like if there's a number. You know, like sometimes you'll have like a phenotype, right? So you'll number it and then
oh
you'll
number
put like,
three.
well, this number, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
that automatically is gonna get you flagged. I was like, holy shit. So then from then on that I stopped putting you know, numbers and stuff like that on there.
And it got better.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get that. Like they'll usually send you a flag saying, you know, no sale of illegal drugs and all that. So I
Like,
didn't get
bro,
that after I stopped doing that for sure.
I reposted one of your posts and I got so much fucking flag. Like they straight
Dude,
up took
it's
my post down. Like
crazy.
every time I reposted one of your posts, man. And that's why I was
That's
like,
crazy.
fuck. I was like, this is fucking
Yeah,
stupid. So you know, I
yeah,
shot you the message and was like, bro, I would like if I would fucking repost all your shit because your shit
yeah.
is fire. You
I
know?
still can't get on live.
Oh yeah,
Any
me
of my,
neither. Yeah,
yeah,
no.
it's
That's why we
crazy.
took this to YouTube, man, because this used to be a live show, but fucking can't
Yeah,
do it no more. So YouTube it
yeah.
is. A lot of people are making the trek over to X, but I feel like I don't fucking
Mm.
like X either.
Why
So
is that?
well, because they already suspended my page and I ain't even been on the fucking thing for years. And it was all
Wow.
suspended and all this shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, did somebody hack into me or what? Like, and no,
Was
it's
this
just
prior to like Elon Musk, or like was this after
I think it
is
was
this
like
recently?
it was before Elon Musk, and so
Okay.
now I jumped on it and I reopened my
Yeah.
page. I got back into it finally, and it
Yeah.
still says I'm restricted, can't fucking do anything,
Gotcha,
violated the
gotcha.
guideline rules and shit. And I'm like, dude, I haven't even
That's
been on this
crazy.
fucking thing. So
Yeah.
and like so I filed an appeal, and I'm sitting there waiting for them to get back to me. But even if not, it's not worth it. To me, it's not
Yeah,
worth
yeah.
fucking all this bullshit. I'm just gonna stay where I'm at. If they take me off, then fuck it. I'm fucking off, and I'll shoot
Nah, man, you're still a pretty
somehow. I
cool
don't
guy, man. You'll make the right
know.
posts and you'll
I
get
know
back in the
everybody was
game,
like,
bro.
they're like, well, you can't go, you can't go. I'm like, yeah,
Nah,
you know what,
man.
you're right. I'll stay. I guess I'll just
Yeah,
keep.
yeah,
What I'll do if anything happens is I'll just fucking like go on my backup page and just be sending people messages for
yeah.
CannaConvos. You
That's what
know?
I got is I got my backup page ready to go once, you know, if something happens or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, we can't let them stop us, bro. We got to keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah, you're right.
So,
We can't let them because we got to keep doing this. And then when, like, I'm stupid curious that if it does go absolutely legal, would they still be hating on us like this? Like, would the bots still find out? Would the haters? Would that still even matter? Like, so many questions out there.
yeah,
The
man, I hope not. So,
the 3-zip cone. Holy shit, that fucking thing was a monster.
yeah, bro,
Jesus.
that was
And
nuts.
and what
That was
strain was in
nuts.
that?
That was a mix of a bunch of different strains. We had
Okay.
just harvested a bunch of frozen bag. We had some blood honey in there,
Ooh.
some wild berry cake, had
Did
a
it
whole bunch of
run?
different. Oh man, it was nuts. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Halfway through, it kind of like broke off, and it was
Ah,
like it was a
yeah.
mess, bro.
I
We
see
were
that
actually
shit,
at the
man.
dispensary, and we were blowing down and stuff, and it like it fell and it just smoked out the whole room. It was crazy, bro. We
Oh
almost burned down
shit.
the whole we almost burned down the whole shop. It was crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
I remember the biggest joint that I smoked was a quarter in one cone, and it just didn't smoke right. Like, you just the more that you put in those cones, like they'll go for a minute, you know, in the beginning, there's a couple puffs and shit, but once the resin starts to build up, it just starts to get heavy.
I don't know. I don't get how those guys that you know, they do the cones and they put the whole wax and the freaking thing inside and the worm and all these other things. It's like, damn, how does that shit burn even? Like, what
I know, right? Still smoking. I saw this one guy, he put like a stick in it.
You put a stick in the middle and it
and then you pull that stick out, right? And it makes a little hole in there. Okay, right. That would be nice.
That's how you do the big one too.
I'm gonna have to try that one of these days. The Zaza that one is not in a solo. That's not in a solo cup, right? Like you took a branch off and then put it in this little holder to take the pictures.
So that I cut them. That's just the tops. I cut the tops and then I put them in like a little shot glass and you know, just to hold it up or whatever. And then, you know, I'll take the pictures on them. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, damn, this fool's growing that in a fucking
solo cup? Bro. That's that was like, a shot glass though. That's even crazier. It's like you know, the shot glass challenge, bro. That should be the next thing right there.
That's the next thing, man. Because I tried that solo cup shit and I couldn't fucking do it. Well,
no, I did it. No. I did it before, but it wasn't like, you know, you didn't get a lot, you know.
Maybe
like a half ounce or something, like
maybe. So. Yeah, the one that I was growing, I fucking got it pretty big, and then it started showing the male, showing the balls, and I was like, man, this is a waste of time. Anyways, I thought it was
a true herm. It wasn't.
I think it was because it was. Oh no!
Well, you'll be able to tell if it had actual nuts coming, like actual male parts. Then that's a true herm. You know, if it's just nanners, then more than likely you stressed out the plant too much.
So since you went to school for this, maybe you can answer this question.
Oh, I'm by all means no scientist or anything. So.
Well, maybe you might know, but so they say that if you have a hermed plant and you grew it out and it was pollinated itself, that those seeds would be feminized seeds. Have you heard about this?
Okay, so yeah, that's not okay. So if you're self-pollinating the same plant that hermed, then you're just gonna have a more
bunch of
hermaphroditic, with hermaphroditic tendencies. So, you know, to do it right, you gotta induce that sex change pretty much with STS or you know, and then you'll do it the right way.
What does STS stand for?
So that's
the silver
thiosulfate. Silver thiosulfate. So yeah, that's pretty much what you use to reverse a female plant. But if you just grabbing pollen from just a plant that hermed out, then those same genetics are going to get passed out to another plant, and you know that's pretty much going to be what you got stuck with. So
everybody don't do that, because then you'll just end up with fucking more herm
plants,
and then you'll just got fucking bananas going everywhere, and you don't want that. What tent are you growing in? You're going in an AC Infinity tent, as I can see.
Is
that an apron up there that you have on too?
Yeah, that's the
nice.
That's the plug. That's the
nice
plug calling. Yeah. So we use some tents and stuff. Like the tents that I use right now is pretty much to keep my cultivars alive. But where we're at in the shop, it's an open room. We got 12 lights in there. And then we got a separate room with 6 lights to do the vegging.
Okay. All right. What lights are you using?
So I'm using a combination of I got Mars Hydro, I got some AC Infinity lights too. I have some you know, a good light that's it's not very, you know, popular or whatever, but I like to use the Vespa, the Bat series.
Vespa or
Vespa. And it's the Bat series, the 600s. Those are pretty good all around lights, and they're pretty cheap, relatively cheap, and they get the job done for sure.
All right,
I like those.
Yeah, lights have made a fucking like a light year jump and from what they would 100%. Used to be, man, because they used to be fucking purples just a couple years ago.
And that's kind of what I had started out with some blurple lights.
Nice.
And that was an experience. But
purples,
then later
man.
on, we moved on to full spectrum and stuff. And I even seen they got this guy a Grandmaster. You know Grandmaster LEDs.
No, I don't.
You haven't heard of Grandmaster? He
No,
does the Tarantula Borgs.
no, I haven't heard
You
of
haven't
it.
heard of the Tarantula Borgs? Oh
No,
man. So yeah,
I'm gonna have to look
those are
it up
pretty
now.
dope. Yeah, yeah. I'm actually looking into getting some of those for the dispensary girl that we got.
Oh shit! So
They
is this a
have
new product?
so the new ones that he's got is the ones with the it's got the UVs on them and stuff, and then he's got some kind of spectrum that supposedly you know kind of kills you know pests and all these other different things that it can do. It's pretty cool. I mean, that's something that I'm looking into.
Shit,
So I
that's
don't know
fucking smart
if
as
you heard of
shit, dude.
those. Yeah, those are
No,
pretty sick.
that's smart as shit. Because if you could help with the pest problems, with some
Yeah,
IPM, if the fucking UV light,
yeah,
because I'm thinking that's what he's probably using. Because some UV can kill bacterias,
yeah.
and
Look it
because
up. Look it up. Those tarantula Borgs. That's kind of what I'm looking
I'll
at
put
next.
I'll put one up here if I find a picture of it. I'll put it up there for everybody to see. Fuck yeah, dude! I'm
Hmm.
gonna have to look that up. And
Shout out to Grandmaster.
Grandmaster, man, shout out to him. So I saw that you were giving out some joints for holidays, huh?
Oh yeah,
You're
yeah,
being
yeah. I do
fucking
that
Johnny.
every holiday. I
You're
do it.
Johnny Apple
I'll do it.
joint.
Yeah, yeah. I'll do it for Christmas time. We'll go around and just pass them out to like the homeless and stuff like that. You know,
Okay.
gotta be 21 though. You gotta be 21 and up.
Yeah.
So,
Always.
but yeah, if you're 21 and up and you see me, you know, I got you for sure.
Nice. So do you just walk up to somebody and you're like, you look like you need a joint,
Yeah,
and then just give it to
yeah.
them?
Have a good day. Here you go.
Yeah, yeah. If I was you, I'd be like at the store, be like, "Oh, thank you for your help. Here you go. Here's a joint." I know I do that too, man. I give out weed. Back in the day, not back in the day, but it was like a couple years ago. I used to give out a lot more weed than I do now. Like, I would sit
Yeah,
there and buy one of the cones of the raw cone, fucking big packs, and I would just get
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
stuffing, just be there stuffing for hours, and just be like, "Here,
That's what's
man,
up.
boom, here's a real joint. If you ever smoke the pre roll, because around here in Washington, they cut their fucking joints. All right, so
What you mean they cut them?
they cut some joints, man. They put trim in the joints and they use
What?
the lower buds. Oh, I've seen it with my own eyes, man.
That's
They
crazy,
fucking
bro.
take the popcorn buds and the small ones that aren't.
They watering down your joints, man. That's fucked
Yes,
up.
bro. For some fucking reason, some asshole around here, which I think came from the tobacco companies, I think, because that's a tactic that's a fucking tactic that tobacco companies use. When they have unwanted product, they put it in the
Yeah, yeah,
cigarettes,
yeah,
right? So
for
this is what they
sure.
did. Unwanted products, so they put it in the fucking joints to mask it and shit. And that's what I'm talking about when I say I could smell if there's cut in it, and I'll just throw that shit
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
fucking want it, man. So I don't
for
know
sure.
who out there got this in their head that joints are lesser, because you will not find that shit in Oregon. Like Oregon, they stuff the pre rolls right there with flour, so you know you don't have
Hmm.
to worry about that shit. But over here, and it's not all companies. I don't want to say it's all companies because it's not. All right, it's just most most companies do it. So if you ever come to Washington, don't get the pre rolls unless you know what you're talking.
Nah, if I come to Washington, I'm coming to you, man.
Oh
Come and smoke
man,
some of
all
that
day,
fire.
fool. I'll show you some real fire, man. I
For
got you, pimping
sure, for
all
sure, for
day.
sure.
So the nutrients that
Definitely.
you said you were using was
So I use advanced nutrients.
advanced.
That's
Okay.
kind of like what, you know, well, at first, you know, I started with the whole Fox Farm trio and all that, and you know,
Oh,
you kind of go, you know, grow out of that, and then start, you know, using different things and stuff. I've used Grow Dots. I don't know if you ever used those before. I
I
like the
haven't, but
Recharge.
okay. Recharge,
The
yeah.
Recharge, I do use the Recharge still. You know, I'll use I like to use Gray White, the mycorrhizae.
Oh, the
I like to,
mycorrhiza, yeah.
yeah, so I like to use that. You know, for my, you know, once I transplant my clones into the 3 gallon pots, then I'll go ahead and I'll, you know, put a little bit of that in there. Um, and pretty much, yeah, the advanced nutrients. I like using the Jungle Juice line. That's the organic line that they got right now. Uh, you know, besides that, I use you know, I like the silica that they have,
Oh, yeah.
rhino skin. That's pretty good. I like using silica. That, you know, that really helps out with the pests. You know, if you got a lot of problems with pests, you want to use silica. It's going to strengthen your cell walls in your plant, so that's going to be harder for, you know, any kind of pest to try to, you know, chew it
Burrow
or
in.
yeah, get in there and mess with that plant. So that helps out with that. I like using the senses arm. They got the enzymes and all the special enzymes that you need. Um, and what else? There's a few others, man, that I use on
But that
there.
sounds
But
like a good ass recipe, man.
that's
You
kind of,
got
yeah.
everything
So
in there.
that's kind of like the main stuff on there that I use.
Nice. Hell yeah. What would you say is your optimal veg time?
So
Because you
that's
said
just
that you're
gonna
in
depend.
because you said you're in 3 gallon pots, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
I'm
that, I
sorry.
mean, that's all gonna depend, man. You know, cultivar wise, you got your stretchy plants, you got your shorties.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all gonna depend. Usually anywhere from 6 weeks to 8 weeks. I like to make sure they're about 5 6 feet tall before I put them into flower. To just to get the most of them, the most
Yeah,
out of them.
that's a big fucking plant. Hey, six
Dude,
feet.
a
Shit.
week can go a long ways, bro. An extra week in veg can go a long ways.
Fuck.
Especially like there's a lot of times where I'll put a plant into flower, and it's too early, and it won't even taste the same as opposed
Mm.
to leaving it there an extra week.
Mm.
So that I think that even
I
affects
never even
the
thought about
terp
that.
profile. Yeah, for sure,
Hmm.
for sure.
That's probably why because I go for large or long veggies. I'll do mine at least 8 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Eight
the
weeks is a good time.
minimal of 8 weeks. That way, because I like to think of it as the plant is you're getting the plant ready for the Super Bowl. 'Cause when the
Right,
Super Bowl
exactly. You
happens,
want it to
the
get big.
fucking the shit is on. It's time to stack on some fucking weight. And like you said about the silica, that's one thing that I'm always lacking. I gotta have
Yeah.
more silica in my plants because
Silicas,
I get the floppage
yeah.
where the buds want to
This,
flop over and I don't trellis. So
yeah.
I
So I've
gotta
been
fucking
trellising. I do trellis
okay.
after
You do
yeah. So I trellis like after the first couple weeks in flower. I put a trellis on there, more just to kind of hold them up, if,
mhm.
than anything. But I've been doing that, and yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Nice. Oh yeah, brother. So what do you think about the rescheduling of cannabis? We only got about 10 more minutes, so I think this would be a good place to end these
Oh, take your
questions.
time, man. Take your
Oh
time,
man.
brother. I'm all yours right now, brother. You
Nice.
good?
So what do you think about the rescheduling of cannabis so far?
I mean, there's a lot of work to do still left, and a lot. Like I said, I'm all for the rescheduling of it right now, and kind of letting the banks get involved, but not all the way to where all these big corporations can get in and kind of take over the game pretty much. Um, but yeah, it's like I said, it's still a lot of work. I think with either president that gets elected
Mhm.
November, I think they're kind of more bipartisan on this stuff now. I think they see that there's a lot of growth, and a lot of money that can be made and used for the better good. And it's something that they can't stop at this point. I
Yeah.
think we're more than 50% of the country is already some kind of way legal or medical or whatever. And I think we're at a tipping point right now,
Nice.
so I think the next couple of years we should see some bigger moves in the cannabis industry, and I want to be there for that, and kind of be the forefront of where I'm at in my area to bring that all the way to the people.
Man, I think you're on the right road, brother. You're gonna be there, so you'll definitely be one of the on top when all this shit actually switches. And you better have a spot for me, fucker.
I
Ah!
got you, brother.
I'm gonna
Yes, sir. Yes,
be like, yo,
sir.
man, I need some help. The way I think about it is, I like. So you brought up the banks, right? Because we all know
Hmm.
that the banks need to be able to get in, but at this
Yeah.
point, with the banks being able to get in, small businesses are working on it, right? It's giving you guys time before these fucking big corporations get in because they're gonna get in. They're coming. Like
Oh yeah, for sure. Hey, they can't.
it's
We
like
can't stop
fucking.
them.
You can't stop
Yeah,
this
we can't
train, dude.
stop them.
It's
We
gonna
just want
happen.
our own space, you know what I mean? We want our
Yeah,
own niche market, and the people that are actually looking for those small batch grows, and
yeah,
just to kind of keep the culture alive, you know what I mean? This is something that started with us, with the people, and it's something that it should stay there, you know what I mean? And so
Yeah, I like it. I like to think of it like it'll be like alcohol once again. We're back on that,
Right.
but like to where you'd have Budweisers and you have all these big corporations that are producing boof, you know,
Yeah.
and then you'd have us, the small growers, who are
Yeah. You
producing
got your
craft.
IPAs and craft
Yeah,
beer.
yeah, I've
Yeah,
had your
yeah.
craft beers.
For
This is what
sure,
you.
for sure.
So you'd be like, come over here for some good stuff. But if you're low on money, you can go over there and go get that fucking boof, you know, which they would probably still charge fucking stupid amount of money for some
Crazy.
fucking mint,
Crazy. Yeah,
which
out
they're
here is
doing now.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like, bro, I went to
They're
the
still
dispensary.
selling AIDS for $60 out here, dude.
Oh
Like,
man,
crazy. 40,
crazy.
$60. Yeah.
Shit, man. Around here, they just changed the law to where medical has its own category at the dispensary. So
Okay.
now you have these medically certified joints and flour and edibles that's over here on this side. That's going to be cheaper, but it's going to be medical prices, right? And then you still have the regulars over here, right?
Yeah.
So right now, where I would get these pre-rolls from Fat Panda, there's a lot of people don't like Fat Panda because they're owned by Coca-Cola and all this other shit, right?
Yeah.
Which I totally see, but they got quality flour and quality pre-rolls. And that's the only reason why I keep smoking them, is because these pre-rolls aren't fucking cut as bad as all these other ones. So that's why I fuck with them, right? And so we go out there and we're buying pre-rolls all the time. This is like a couple months ago. They were like $6, $7 a pre-roll, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, which is kind of expensive, but you know, it's not crazy.
Start rolling some pre-rolls, man.
Shit, you need to. And then over here, and then the prices dropped. Bam! Fucking with my medical, $2 a pre-roll. So I'm like, fuck, bro. Right now we balling in pre-rolls. We rolling in pre-rolls.
I bet.
It's fucking great. I'm like $20, get fucking like 10 fucking pre-rolls. Yes, please. Actually, whatever. Yeah. So what tips do you have for a grower to grow as fire as you do? What tips would you say?
Oh man, where do I start?
Let's say the basics for people who don't really know, they're just getting into it.
Yeah, so I the first thing that I would tell anybody that wants to get involved in this, you need to be obsessed with it. You got to go, like I said, head first, go at it, attack it at any way possible. You got to learn every single thing about this plant. If you really want to get far, you got to surround yourself with the people that are doing it. You know what I mean? Don't isolate yourself. I think that's one of the main problems that we have in this community, is we kind of isolate ourselves from everybody. Being the legality of the issue, or you're just a reclusive person or whatever. But I think being part of a community kind of helps, develop some skills that otherwise would be hard. Implementing, just kind of listening and going about it your own way. There's a lot of different things that we don't understand about this plant yet. It's still being studied. There's a lot of breakthroughs that are being achieved right now. So we don't know everything about it yet. I know just a little fraction of what's available out there. So there's still a lot to learn for myself. So if you're really wanting to get started with this, you just got to love it, man. You got to show real love for it, real care, just keep trying. Don't give up.
Yeah,
Don't give
up.
I know you might, even if you get a few good harvests and you get a bad one, don't let that get to you, because it still happens to me. You get busy with life, things happen. You're not always there in the garden. You can't always be on top of everything, and it might be a bad harvest. You know what I mean? I've had, even recently, a few months ago, I had a harvest went to complete waste.
Oh no.
Yeah, all the plants got burned and stuff, and it was
It's devastating when that happens, but you can't let that beat you.
Yeah, so it kind of set us back a little bit, but you can't let that beat you. You got to keep going. You can't give up. You know what I mean? That's the main thing for sure.
Yeah, what I like to say is, anybody out there, if you got the spark, if you got the passion, that's what word that you're looking for. Passion.
Yeah, the passion.
You have to have the passion in this shit, to where when you grow, you're looking at this plant, you're like, I did this. I did this, and it gives you that
Right.
motivation to keep it going. And when
Yeah.
it does happen to where you lose a harvest or something like that, don't
hmm
quit, because you know what? I like to think of it as learning. It's a fucking
Yeah.
learning process. All of this is learning. You're never gonna stop learning. So you might as well, like me, I keep showing all these things. I show all this shit that happens to
Yeah, and
me.
that's a good thing, bro. Because a lot of
Yeah,
people won't show those, those
that's
fuck
one thing
ups. And
too. Yes, and why
so,
I think that some people stay to themselves and they keep it, small, is because they don't like criticism, and they don't want
right,
people to
right.
say, "Hey, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're
Right,
growing and
right.
shit."
No,
Because
and
trust me,
I'm at fault with that too. I don't always like showing the bad side, and
Mhm.
and like I said, just a few months ago, I had a bad harvest, and all that happens to everybody, bro. You could
Yeah,
be 20 years in the game, 30 years in the game. It's gonna happen. If it doesn't happen, you're not learning anything. So it's like,
that's what.
you want those things to kind of happen, so you know what to do next time it does, and then you could probably help somebody else with that same problem. And like I said, that kind of goes back to being part of that community. And somebody might have dealt with the same issue you have, and they can help you out
Yeah,
how to deal with that in a couple easy steps, and then you save yourself from a world of headache. But yeah, that's pretty much my only tip is don't give up, be part of a community, get to know the plant, don't give up, keep trying to learn new things every day. So yeah.
yeah, and I always like to say that if you're always winning, if you're always killing it at something, you're not learning, man. You got
Right,
to go through
right.
some shit where you can learn, and you can be like, "Yo, I have been there. I know. I've had
Yeah,
spider mites. I've had fucking fungus gnats. I've had all this
yeah.
fucking shit. The harvest burning, fucking having to throw them all out. I've had mold. I've had everything. I've done that shit,
Crazy, crazy,
and that's why
crazy.
I fucking show everybody, because I'm like, dude, look it. You guys got to see this. Everybody's got
Yeah.
to see this. If you haven't seen it, maybe you have. Maybe you have. You haven't. Like,
hmm
I know there's a lot of growers out there that are just like, just show the good, show the good, good,
Yeah,
good, right?
yeah.
And it makes you look, and your fire and all that. There's nothing wrong with that. But as for me, I gotta keep it 100, man. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yo, check it out, new grower. There's something that I'm sure you've never seen before, but
yeah.
I'm gonna throw it out here because I'm like, fuck it, everybody needs to see this shit.
No, and you're getting good, man. I've been
Thank you,
looking at your growth. You're getting better, bro.
thank
And
you,
I
man.
like that. What's that stuff? The blue mat.
Blue mat watering system,
Yes, I've been looking into that, man. I kind of like I like the company. I've been looking into it, and I
nice.
feel like that would be something cool to try out. I
Sick.
wanna
You
check
should
them
hit
out
them up,
next
man. Hit them up.
for
Sustainable
sure.
Village is their
Yes, yes.
Instagram
I
on.
think I follow them. Yeah, I follow
All
them
right,
on
good.
Instagram.
They just came out with, okay, because I'm using the carrots, right? And the carrot has
hmm
a little watering tube that comes out right here.
Yeah.
This type of carrot that I'm using, and it kind of drips, right? Well, they also added a ring that goes around the plant so that you can get the
Mm.
whole fucking thing wet. And I'm like, yo,
That's
that's the
fire.
next
That's
upgrade.
fire.
And
Yeah.
no plugins, but there is a learning curve.
It's all gravity
It's
based
all
and stuff,
gravity
right?
fed. And the carrots are like clay or something. So when they dry out a little bit,
Yeah.
they swell. I don't. I'm not even too sure what happens in there, but it stays no fucking power, and it just keeps your plants
Yeah,
watered.
well, clay is porous, so it's gonna
Clay,
hold. It's like a
yeah,
sponge kind of. So once it dries up, it'll start to kind of shrink up, and then it'll
yeah.
swell up once you get more water in there.
Yeah, and the
Um,
swelling up stops the water from coming. It's
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
amazing thing, dude. I
yeah. It's
really love
pretty
it.
cool, dude. I really
Yeah.
like it. I've been looking into it for sure.
Nice. One thing though, if you do this, if you go down the blue mat system, do not let your reservoirs dry out. Okay, because what I accidentally did is I forgot to tell my kid to come or to fill up the reservoir, and I
hmm
came back and I just filled up the reservoir like normal, right? And the carrots just spit out all the water because they were dry. And once the carrots dry out, then you have to reset the whole system. And so you got to
Damn.
take everything out, you got to soak them for 15 minutes, and then you got to put them back together, put it back
Yeah,
in. So it's
yeah.
a learning curve, but once you get it, it's perfect, brother. Perfect. And the
hmm
best thing I like is no plugging in. You don't have to plug in shit. You
Yeah,
just set
yeah.
the
That's
dial
pretty
and there
neat.
you go. It's on. So
That's
what do you
pretty
think is
neat.
the future for the cannabis industry?
The future, man.
Future, baby.
Shit.
What do you see, man? You see us flying around in cars, dropping weed off? What?
Man, that'd be cool. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna be doing the drone deliveries pretty soon. And now
Oh,
they got the self-driving cars, so it's gonna be It's gonna be a crazy future, man. And then they got the Optimus robots. I said I want to get one and put it to trim. I'm gonna be the first. I'm gonna have the first trimmed Optimus trim bud.
Bro, we're gonna take
That'd be
so many jobs away
crazy.
from people.
That'd be
Like
crazy though.
this fucking
Yeah, for
robots is there
sure, for
trimming
sure.
fucking for hours. Yo, that'd be sick.
Yeah,
Because
dude.
then you'd have what, a
Well, they're gonna be
warehouse,
doing everything. It's gonna be watering the plants and
watering plants, all that shit. Yeah,
that's gonna be
fuck,
cool,
bro.
bro.
That's gonna be sick. You go in there, just a
Yeah,
warehouse full of these motherfuckers just trimming your buds.
crazy.
Now, would you even call that hand trim, or would you call that machine trim?
Hey, that's a good question right there, bro. AI trim, bro.
AI
Artificial
trim, man.
intelligence trim. Yeah,
All right.
for
So, do you have
sure.
it? So, we already went over the tips for the new growers. So, yeah, that's about it. There you go, sir. We knocked out the questions. Thank you so much,
Yes,
brother.
sir. Yes, sir.
Is there any sponsors or anybody that you wanted to plug?
Man, just go check out my website right now, bougiebudz.store. It's on my
Store. I'll
it's on
put it
my
up here.
Instagram. Yes,
Put it
sir.
up there for
You
everybody
know,
to
check
see.
out the gear. We got some more stuff coming out for the winter. Some sweatpants, sweatshirts, beanies and stuff like that. And
Nice.
yeah, it's gonna be pretty sick. But yeah, man, stay tuned. Shout out to AC Infinity. Shout out to Advanced Nutrients. Shout out to my boy out there, Dakota, Homegrown TV. Much love, man.
TV.
That's one of my dogs, man. He really helped me, get to the next level too, as far as like,
Good.
showing me love and stuff like that. Basement, Highigan, Rob and Pigeons and Mr. Growit and all them. So much love, man. All those guys kind of, help out a lot in the community, and they're always showing love and always trying to teach everybody, new things. And without them, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at right now either. So.
Hell yeah. Congratulations on that one, sir. I gotta say
Yes,
that
sir.
hat is fucking sick, brother. I'm gonna order one of them. I'm gonna order
Yes,
one of
sir.
these
Yes,
days,
sir.
man. Gonna add it to my collection because if you don't know, I got a hat collection.
All right.
And I'm gonna have to add that one to it. Well, there we go, brother. Thank you for another beautiful episode of CannaConvos, man. You killed it.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely
Anytime,
killed
brother.
it. And I will
appreciate the
definitely have
opportunity.
you on for part 2, man. Part 2
Man,
down
I
the road,
got you.
huh?
I'm ready. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hell yeah,
Thank you.
man. So everybody make sure to go check out Boujie Budz out on Instagram. I'll be putting his tags all over the place. We'll be tagging everybody also that we've been talking to, and I'll be showing pictures of everything that he was talking about. And yeah, just tap in for the next episode of CannaConvos. Thanks, guys.
All right.